Hey guys, welcome back for another Bitcoin price update. So what I'm gonna do here first, because I'm not doing videos that often, I'm making videos on the price of Bitcoin every 4 months, more or less. What I'll do is just recap very quick what I said in the previous 2 videos so that we all know, we are all in the same page regarding what I kind of predicted or said it was gonna happen and where we are now in terms of that prediction. And it's never a prediction, but you know what I mean. So if you go to my YouTube channel, under the videos tab, you'll see this is my very last video from 4 months ago, and the previous price update was from 7 months ago. This video here in the middle is not really related to price. So let's just go to this video. This one is the one from 7 months ago. So I said this is an analysis of the Bitcoin's 4-year cycle, suggesting that we are in the consolidation phase, about 6 months away from the next halving. And then the first key bullet point here, I said I believe that we are near the accumulation phase with a potential for a vertical move after 30,000. The price, by the way, was exactly at 26,000 this day. What I was when I was making this video was at 26,000. So I said there's a potential for a vertical move after we break above 30k, which might take a few months from here. And this was again 7 months ago. Then I said I suggest buying the dip now or waiting for a price drop to 25k. But I advise against waiting for 20k as it might never come. It was 26k, so maybe wait in case it goes to 25, but just don't wait for 20k because actually, is the very peak from the previous cycle. It might never, it would be too obvious, right, to get there. So that was the main point of the video 7 months ago. And then 4 months ago, I made this video, and what was the price here? 37k, okay. The video starts with a recap of the previous Bitcoin video update, which called for a bottom of 25k and a key level of 30k, which could take a few months to break, but after that, the price could move vertically up. Okay. Now, in this video, I said the moving averages just crossed bullish, indicating a buy signal and expecting significant resistance at 40k, either leading to rejection or consolidation. Okay, so that makes sense. We are not yet at 40k here. Probably that's why I made the video that day, because we were approaching 40k. So I was expecting either a rejection or a consolidation at 40k. So I wanted to give the heads up before we got there. And let's see what happened when we were approaching 40k for the first time. I said 37k, right? So we would have been in this part here. This is 37k. Okay, so we were here, and at 40k we didn't really find much resistance. We actually broke above it very decisively, and the price stayed not only above the 40k level, using 40k as a support, but we also the price also stayed above both moving averages, the 20 and the 50. So the moving averages were acting as a support as well. So yeah, I wasn't very accurate in my last thing here, that I expected 40k either rejection or consolidation. So that wasn't very accurate. What I was anticipating is consolidate at resistance, meaning below 40k. But in fact, we did consolidate above 40k. Either way, after we broke 30k, which is this one, we have been going up pretty vertically. Now, one thing I want to say, guys, since I'm not making these videos that often, even though I try to make them when I think I have something important to point out, but I do more updates on Telegram. And I'm saying this because people ask stuff sometimes here. I do answer questions, and here people were asking quite a bit, hey, so for those who didn't buy at 25k, like when there's going to be a retracement, when do you see resistance, when would it be a good time to enter, and stuff like that. So I try to answer here, and in fact I've been in these last 4 months since my last video, I've been updating on all the situation regarding, if you guys remember, regarding the ETF approval. Remember that the 10th of January, this last January, the SEC was had to make a decision whether to accept or reject the Bitcoin ETF. And so we were paying attention to that. I said, if it gets approved, expect a sell-off, and maybe that's the opportunity to enter. If it does get approved, I was expecting a, pretty severe sell-off, but it wasn't that severe. It was a 20% sell-off here. Exactly, if you see here, down here, you can see the date. So if I go here, the date is exactly the 8th of January, because these are the weekly candles. Probably coincides with the ETF approval on the 10th of January. And we had a sell-off here from 50K down to below 40K. So this was about from 50K to 40K, more or less. It's like 20%, a 20% sell-off. So I advised of this like 1 month before it happened. I said, well, if it does get accepted finally, expect a sell-off, because that's the best example of buy the rumor and sell the news, right? So that would have been the sell the news event. So we had this 20% drop here. Don't want to go all the way up 4 months here, scrolling up on Telegram 4 months ago, but yeah, we've been on top of it. We've been discussing the long-term charts quite a bit as well. So if you are interested, just go ahead and join the free Telegram group. Okay, moving on. So where we are right now? Now we are exactly at the all-time highs, right? I know we've been already above the all-time high, and in fact we are a little bit above the all-time high. This might have, of course, you guys know it's never gonna be exact. So these are the weekly candles, right? So it's pretty close. This peak here, it's pretty close with the rejection here. It's pretty close to the previous all-time high here. So this obviously, you probably know this already in technical analysis. This qualifies as a rejection here at this level here of the all-time highs, even though it's not exactly, to the last penny, but it does qualify as a rejection. So if we zoom into the daily candles, we can see the rejection better. It lasted a few days, more than a week, I think, here. So it went basically from 73K, more or less, 73K down to 60K, more or less. So let's just call it from 70 to 60. How much is that? It's quite a bit. So almost another 20%, which is pretty common. Now, what are we looking at from here? Like, what do we expect from here? If we could still be fighting a little bit more to break the all-time high. Like I say, even though we are above the actual, if we are already above, this still doesn't qualify as a breakout above it, because it needs to break decisively and stay above it, We did have the first rejection, so if it does break decisively and then stays above it, meaning, it might reject to the level of the all-time high, more or less, but if it does bounce and we start to see a bounce on support, then that's going to be more, more confirmation that we broke above it. For right now, we still didn't break above the all-time high, but we might be very close, because like I said, we did have already almost 20% rejection. Here in the downside, we bounced at 60K, and now we are already, approaching, this very, very key level. So I would expect this to be broken in the upside, like anytime. Anytime, maybe not today or tomorrow, but sometime soon. But I wouldn't say it's time to buy unless there's actual confirmation. You would at this point, after doing all these vertical moves in the upside, you don't want to be buying now, especially if we look at the weekly. We are very overbought here on the RSI, and you see what happens when we get overbought in the RSI. Not every time, obviously not every time, because here, if you remember in this Great Depression, during this cycle. When even before we broke the previous all-time high, the prices started to get in the overbought territory here, but still, yeah, it didn't go all the way down. You know, it didn't go into another cycle. It recovered quickly, and it kind of stayed in the overbought until the peak of that bubble cycle. So it's not super concerning because it's been very depressed. The price has been very, very depressed, and it's been doing this U bottom here like it always does in every cycle. If you see, every cycle is the U bottom, and the U bottom, and the U bottom, and after the U bottom, it breaks the previous all-time highs, and it goes parabolic. So, and plus the halving, it still didn't even happen, I believe. We are very close, or it might be happening today. I don't know the exact day now. I would have to Google it, but we are very close, but we're still there during it. The halving is now. It's not like it's already passed. So I would expect that there's still a lot of room in the upside. But if you are waiting for a signal to actually enter, you wouldn't be entering now. You either wait for this to reject, or you just wait for it to break above the previous all-time high, actually confirms the breakout, and then you would be buying there, because it's not worth doing it now. All right, guys, I think that's all. And again, join the free Telegram group if you want more updates. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.